want bling bling, if you want to buy the jets, if you want to do shit, work. That's how you get it.
I know that I'm built to win when it comes to business. I always win. I'm gonna win.
What if the most popular business advice you are following is actually setting you up to fail? Here is the truth no one talks about. There is one type of entrepreneur that's worshipped online. They are everywhere. But if you copy them, you're playing a losing game. In this video, I'm going to show you who that is, why their advice is dangerous if you're just getting started, and what you should be doing instead. Let's get into it. If you're building your first business, you've probably looked to people like Elon Musk, Gary Vee, Grant Cardone, or Alex Hormozi for advice. And look, they've done amazing things. They've built empires. But here is the catch. The way they built their businesses and the way they talk about it now doesn't match where you are or even where I am. So in this video, I'm breaking down the entrepreneur you should never take advice from, why their strategies don't work for 99% of business owners, and a simple, practical framework to follow instead. One that's working right now for real-world entrepreneurs. This video is especially for early-stage founders, solopreneurs, service providers, and small business owners who want to grow without burning out or chasing trends. Let's talk about this archetype, the person we are all watching online. I call them the mega influencer entrepreneur. This is the entrepreneur who built a business 10 plus years ago when the internet was a completely different place. Now has millions of followers, VC money, distribution, and a full team, and gives advice like just build a personal brand, grind 24/7, or be on every platform. And don't get me wrong, they are not wrong, but they are playing a game that you are not even on the field for yet. Even Alex Hormozi, someone people copy all the time, has said, don't copy what I am doing now, copy what I did when I was at your stage. But most people miss that part. They try to copy the output, not the process. It's like trying to use LeBron's training plan when you haven't even made your high school varsity team. You don't need what he does now. You need what he did at the beginning. So let's break this down. Here is why taking advice from the mega influencer entrepreneur can actually slow you down. Different constraints. You probably have limited time, maybe a full-time job, no team, and no capital. They have none of those limitations. Different game. They are playing what's called an infinite leverage game. They care about equity, brand value, long-term assets. You are playing a cash flow game. You need paying customers yesterday. Different resources. They've got distribution, email lists, teams, production quality, money. You are solo or maybe working with one freelancer. Let's visualize it. These are the business growth stages. Stage 1, validate, get customers, learn what works. Stage 2, build repeatable systems. Stage 3, optimize and automate. Stage 4, scale. Stage 5, influence. If you skip to stage 5 without doing 1 through 4, you crash. Let's talk about 3 common mistakes I see all the time. Mistake number 1, building a brand before building a business. You post every day, you make carousels, you show up, but no one is buying. Why? Because visibility without value is just noise. Justin Welsh puts it like this: your audience is a distribution channel. If you don't have an offer that converts, you're just yelling into the void. Mistake number 2, trying to be omnipresent. You hear, be on every platform. So now you're trying to post on YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, X, and Threads every single day. That's a full-time job with a team. Hormozi himself has said, dominate one platform before you diversify. Pick one, master it, then move on. Mistake number 3, prioritizing scale over signal. You chase big numbers, followers, views, impressions, but none of that matters if you don't know what actually works. I studied a tiny coffee roasting business, less than 5,000 subscribers on YouTube, but they have a loyal fan base, great product, and consistent sales. They are doing 6 figures quietly. That's signal of a noise. So, who should you be modeling? Not the billionaires, definitely, not the influencers, not the hustle porn guys yelling at you to grind till you die. Instead, look to the entrepreneurs who are just 2 or 3 steps ahead of you, people who validated a real offer, found their audience, and are building systems that grow over time. In my YouTube series on brand visibility, I've studied these people. Service providers who dominate Google with SEO and YouTube content. Indie hackers who validate offers on Twitter or Reddit before ever launching. Local businesses using smart content to attract customers without being influencers. These are the people who are quietly crushing it. Let's talk about what works. Here is a 3-part framework I recommend for early stage founders. Step 1. Focus. Pick one offer, one target audience, one platform. Don't try to be a media company before you are a business. Step 2. Validate. Talk to real people. Get real feedback. Sell manually before you automate. You don't need a funnel. You need a few people to say yes with their wallet. Step 3. Amplify. Once you've got traction, once people are buying, then build content around what works. That's when you start to scale. That's when you build the personal brand. That's when you layer in automation, content, and distribution. But not before that. This is what I call stage appropriate strategy. Look, mega entrepreneurs are great for motivation. I love listening to them too. But they are wrong people to copy when you're at the beginning, like I am right now. Instead, focus on people who are 2 to 3 steps ahead, strategies that match your constraints, and business fundamentals that never go out of style. If you want to go deeper into how real small business owners are dominating online without becoming influencers, watch this video next and discover how small business owners are quietly dominating online. Step-by-step brand visibility strategy. See you in the next one.